You know, Murphy's entitled to get a little bit of respect when he puts some chips into a pot.
Absolutely.
You know, there are one or two players at the table that would be maybe, in the opinion of some of the other guys, a lot more likely to make the move with a weaker hand. But they, before the end of the day, they'll find out that Pete Murphy's got a lot more moves than they think.
Yeah, he's been. Well, I think he's been kind of perfect in that. You know, he had that sort of camel thing going on where he seemed to have a good sense of when to shut down, and it's okay to play conservative if you do.
Well, you know, the great thing about this lineup, Jesse, is that you know, we've got a bunch of Irish guys there. I mean, so we'd love to see one of those win the thing. But I mean, if they don't, I mean, Ben Roberts would be a great champion. I didn't know Rob Sherwood until yesterday, and but he'd be a wonderful champion as well, as would Mitchell. And
Call.
I think from just watching this,
let's just root against the Finn.
Ben Roberts has an advantage here. His opponent sitting behind him, Sweeney, is telling him when he's going to throw away his hand.
That's massive.
All in.
Because he's sitting there folded over, totally relaxed when Ben Roberts is making his decision.
And this is not a small decision here for Valikovsky. He has, I think he's limped here in the small blind, probably with the intention of re-raising all in to a Sherwood big blind raise. Sherwood's taken that play away from him by going straight all in. Dan.
And 525,000.
Well, how much does Sherwood have?
500,000.
Wow. I think
it's an M of 10.
Valikovsky is going to rethink this. He's real tempted to call this because he thinks it's a bluff.
Call.
He's called.
Yeah.
Dan, I mean, was it how different is this hand, you know, to the raise of Sherwood all in than if Sherwood had made it, you know, say 150,000 more or something like that? You know.
I think he would be more afraid of the 150,000 more than he would be the all-in.
Yep.
So the all-in, he probably thought he was facing a desperation play.
And I'll tell you what, Sherwood didn't want to see the 9, but he didn't matter if it was going to come on an all-club board. He'll be a little,
it's a bit of a retake here.
A little concerned to find out his opponent's not drawing dead by the turn. But
you know, we were saying earlier on that Valikovsky was, you know, was very good at preserving his stack while still putting in aggressive raises. But but yesterday we found that he was prepared to back his judgment. But he's taken a big, he's had a big bet here, hasn't he?
Murphy's got an M of 8, and he's
no, his M is a what's his M? Yeah, you're right.
And he's obviously never passing the ace king, but do people know that? I mean, would you ever? You would put money in and fold to a re-raise with an M of 8, basically.
You can if you like, but it's not a great career move.
Suited?
What? No, not with ace king suited, just with normal hands. I mean, you're not always committed. You can raise and fold with some hands.
Yes, you can.
Mitchell's asked him how many he has. The king 10 suited. And
who's moved all in?
Mitchell. I think there's got to be strong evidence here that Mitchell is really feeling the pressure part.
But he's 20 years of age.
Yeah,
Jesse.
well, that's all right.
He may not have slept.
Mitchell imploded.
And I drew him in the sweep.
Well, this is why final tables are tough, and Mitchell now all in for the second time at this final table. He's had a great tournament, but
you know, we were explaining yesterday that the tumble dryer theory.
Oh, hold it.
God.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Peter Murphy all in. Actually, Mitchell's got some left. It's Peter Murphy who's going to be out of this tournament.
This is pretty cruel for the man from Dundalk, who is Looking at a probable double up there.
And the multiplier is off this table.
Obviously 2 days ago I would have been happy with it, but very disappointed at the minute. Actually thought I had a good chance to win it, and got it in as 70% favourite. No more I can do really.
It is 65,000. 65.
And it's 24 up to 65. It's
Fault.
a larger size raise.
So, fault.
They're doing about 56, 58. Oh boy. And because it's big, because it's button big blind. Do you need, and these are two of the bigger stacks.
You got two premium hands against each other. They should do something. I would re-raise with the ace-king.
It is 200 total.
Wow, how quick was that from Carr? I mean,
It's about half a second, Jesse, if you get on to your question. Wow.
I mean,
Call.
oh my gosh. Now it is a race, Dan, but Carr might have, when Connolly said call, might have started to get really worried.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, that was too big a raise in this situation, but it's.
I think they'd both like to take about $1 million back and take the flop.
Absolutely. They'd rather.
It's when
they don't
two
wanna
guys have
gamble.
got into a spot that neither of them want to be in.
It's Connolly all in, but this pot's over $2 million. And Carr's ahead. Limerick's going to be yelling for the 8.
An 8 will finish this.
It's Declan Connolly all in. He's done absolutely nothing wrong, but needs a hit. Look at Paul Carr. Well,
Now that's what it's like to be knocked out of your home open. You got to feel for the young man.
and what a final table. What a tournament he's played. Having a look at the leaderboard now. Paul Carr, Limerick man, $2.5 million, nearly over actually. A third of the chips in play.
Just win this race. Being a joyous, like, as long as I win this, I'm going to create a chance of winning the tournament.
Do you pick up how much?
Well, I don't know. I had 1.5. I don't know what he had. I think he had $1 million something. So it was a nice pass.
He thought I was trying to squeeze raising from the button, me with the ace king. I was never going to lay that down the big blind from a raise to the button, you know. It was just the hand plays itself, really.
Ben will know that Edmund's calling with nearly anything. Small blind, big blind.
He's a big stick.
Tell you what, Edmund's making a face, but it could be a lot worse for him. He was basically going to have to play any two cards there.
Whatever happens to Edmund,
card.
I mean, when we started tracking him yesterday, he was down to 42,000 in chips. I mean, and in the height of trouble, came back magnificently.
And really, whatever happens before or from here out, if we see a better call than the one he made with King 9, day 2 last night, I'll be very surprised. Could have been the call of the tournament. Certainly was the call that's gotten him to this stage.
Well, that's a good flop for Sweeney. Gives him a chance. Oh no, the 10 of diamonds. Robert has the 10 of diamonds.
The full complement of 6 outs anyway. Or no, is it 3 diamonds on? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
5 outs.
Never really got a look in, Edmund, and sometimes you don't do anything wrong. It's just not your day.
And have a look at the leaderboard as we go 5-handed. Pardon me, not 6, 5-handed. Ben Roberts, the short stack, but Paul Carr leading the way. Haven't seen much of him on the feature table before the final, but now storming to a very strong position.
For me to get to the final table and the in the best poker tournament in the world, Europe, you name it. Delighted. First time here, got on a satellite ticket, played on Thursday for me, hung on there too to get me ticket, and couldn't ask for any more.
Pass.
You know, of
70,000.
the 4 Irishmen who started this final table, I guess the only one left is Paul Carr, sort of holding Irish hopes here.
Yeah, Ace King hasn't been a very kind hand for the Ace King suited hasn't been a kind hand for the Irish today.
So button big blind for the flop, and Valikovsky will be acutely aware that he's in against the chip leader here, right? He should be. Hope so. How often, we've seen a lot of guys not taking this continuation bet on. You think Valikovsky will? He's not going to have a chance.
That is 135,000. 135. 35.
And Valikovsky showing his intentions here. He's not going to take on Carr, and the supporters saying nobody's taking on Carr right now.
Oh, if you win this, they're going to put it down.
Fold. Raise. 70,000. Fold.
Now Valikovsky did raise Carr's big blind the last time round and then fold to a lead out on the flop. Well, that's the history
Call.
here.
Call.
And would that have been a hand 5-6 suited that you would have ever considered re-raising with, Dan, for the big blind, sort of as a balance out?
Absolutely, especially against someone that's raising a lot against the big blind.
He could easily lead out again here, Carr, right?
Yeah, there's something for everyone here.
And at that stage, there's going to be a big question for Valikovsky.
Valikovsky has shown that he knows quite a lot about pot control, hasn't he, Dan?
Absolutely. Now we're going to find out what's going on. You probably should just flat call this.
125.
How different a customer is Carr? This is a sort of a similar pot to the one he played against Mitchell. I mean, not similar, but...
Call.
But different.
Turn card is a 7 of diamonds. 7 of spades, 6 of diamonds, 7 of clubs, 7 of diamonds.
It's not the card that Valikovsky wanted to see.
That certainly encourages Carr.
He must be wondering what Valikovsky called him with.
Yeah.
$200,000.
All par bets, 200,000.
Carr's taking a long time to think about it.
He wants to ask how many he has left. I mean, and I mean, Carr knows that this is either a bluff or it's got him drawing basically dead. So,
Yes.
A million left out.
wow, I wonder if Valikovsky's got the.
Well, Carr may be thinking that if Valikovsky really did have a big pair for his raise, for his pre-flop raise, that he might be quite happy just to call him down here, or to
Excuse me, it's 900,000.
or to call and let him bet and let Carr bet the river if he's bluffing.
You know, how much should it come into Carr? Oh wow, he's re-raised. He's re-raised this guy.
Bring the twos in now.
Wow.
Well worked out by Carr.
Oh my gosh. And You can see how happy the supporters are now. When he shoved those 2 stacks in, they probably had absolutely no idea if that was going to work or not.